Well, Steve, another fine victory, a fine performance. You must be delighted with that one.
Yeah, happy with 5 points. Happy to score 45, and obviously limit Loughborough to 5. Probably similar sort of emotion to last week. In that, again, it's probably a satisfactory victory without being us at our very, very best. But yeah, we'll take it and we'll move on to next week.
It seemed at times you maybe struggled to find the rhythm. The game was slowed down a bit, a lot of players going down, and Loughborough maybe trying to just keep the tempo that bit slower. But what was said at half time to really pick that up?
To be honest, there was 2 or 3 technical things we picked up at half time. There wasn't a great deal talked around sort of the emotional side of it. There was just a couple of fix-ups we needed to make, and we did make those second half. We were a little bit better. But yeah, just to go back to your question, it was a bit stop-start. We never really got a massive amount of fluidity into our game. But we can take heart from the fact that we've got 5 points. We'll move on to next week.
And of course, we've got to mention Maisie Allen, Patrick. For her, she is quite some player, isn't she?
Yeah, I don't know how she scored this year, but it's getting a bit silly now. But I mean, to be fair, I think Hope got 2 as well, so she must be pretty close in terms of the scoring charts. But look, those 2 would tell you. A lot of their tries come off things that other people do for them, and as great a players as those 2 are, it's about what we put together as a team. And as I said, at times today that didn't quite function perfectly, but it's still great that, particularly for Maisie, to get a hat-trick at the end of it.
Well, let's just mention about Hope Rogers, because my word, she's some player. Another fantastic couple of tries for her. She's pretty prolific, close to the try line. How much would it be about wrapping her in cotton wool, really, because she went down with a knock, so you want to keep her fit throughout the rest of the season, won't you?
Yeah, it'll be about wrapping her in cotton wool next week, certainly. She's got a pretty bad bang, and so to get through what she got through today and score 2 tries was a pretty special performance. So I think I speak for everyone. We're proud of Hope today.
And let's mention about the visitors, Loughborough, because they certainly kept fighting throughout. They really made it difficult for you at times, didn't they?
Yeah, as I said, there wasn't a lot of fluidity to the game. You'd probably say that for both teams. But they're a very, very good side. We saw a couple of instances in the first half where we gave what we felt were a couple of silly penalties away, and it gave them really good field position, because the 10's able to put boot to ball and as I said, take 30, 40, 50 metres away from us. And like I said, we knew the quality of them coming into this weekend, and we fully expected it to be a very, very difficult game, and they made it extremely difficult for us. So as I said, we're glad we've got away with 5 points, and we'll move on.
There's a few key handling errors a few times during that game, especially when you were in the Loughborough 22. What was that down to? Was that just individual error?
Yeah, I think so. Probably a little bit of concentration. As I said, these things happen in high-pressure sport. That will happen in every single game that you play. I don't know, maybe it's a little bit of, we're at that midpoint in the season now where it's about getting points and moving on to the next week, and you're probably not going to get the best performances at this point in time. Hopefully we can remedy that next week and put a really good performance together against Harlequins. But as I said, the last 2 weeks have just been they've probably been a little bit below where we'd like to be, but that's life. We've got 10 points. We'll move on to next week.
And let's just mention about the line now. Obviously, that struggled a little bit at times during last week's game. It was a little bit scrappy throughout some of the game today. What did you make of that area?
I agree with you. Yeah, we've had a couple of disappointing weeks around the line out, so there's going to be some fix-ups this week. I mean, to be fair to Loughborough, I think they deserve credit. I think the way they particularly defended our line out today was really good. And we'll test some learning from it, and we'll make some adaptations for next week, but no panic. It's just a case of making a few fix-ups.
And let's finally just have a word on next week. A massive game, obviously, against Harlequins at Twickenham. How much will this week be about managing the emotional side of playing at such an iconic stadium?
Very little, I would think. I mean, the focus will just be on preparing to play Quins, regardless of where we play them. And it's not something we really intend on talking up. It is going to be a great occasion, and obviously it's a privilege for the players to get to play at the National Stadium. But it's probably down the list in terms of things that we see as significantly important next week. We've got to prepare for an exceptionally good side next week, so that'll be the focus.
Thanks, Steve. Well done today.
Cheers.